Fox News Alert, you're looking at video from the day 4 American hostages were released from Iran. Now bombshell report claims on that very same day the Obama administration secretly shipped $400 million cash to Iran. Here to react, anti-terror advocate Joe Conner. His father was actually killed by terrorists, later granted clemency under President Clinton. We're going to talk about that. But first, ransom money?
God, of course. The Iranians have admitted it. You know what the first thing I thought of when I heard this was? I thought of Ronald Reagan. The day he came into office, January 20th, 1981, the Iranians gave up their hostages because they respected him and maybe they feared him a bit. Contrast that with Obama, where we're paying $400 million in a first installment to a country that kills Americans worldwide.
Right.
And we're paying money to them. It's so over the top I can't even get my arms around it.
And you know what, Joe? The Iranian press is describing the cash as ransom.
Yeah.
It's ransom money. We got them from the Americans.
Yeah, our own guys say it's not, and you have John Brennan saying, well, they won't use it for terrorism. Well, money is fungible, and it can be used for anything.
I'm glad you brought that up. Meanwhile, let's talk about your case. A lot of people don't, you've seen him on the channel a million times. But Joe's father was murdered by terrorists in this country in 1975. Who was it?
At Francis Tavern, the FALN, the Puerto Rican terrorist group, blew up Francis Tavern, where my dad was having lunch one Friday afternoon when I was 9 years old.
Okay. And explain who this terrorist group is.
Right. They were a Marxist group, really fueled by Cuba. And they set out to take down the American government and, in their minds, free Puerto Rico, but they wanted to turn Puerto Rico into another Marxist state.
So they wound up going to prison.
Yes.
For what?
They went to prison in Chicago for seditious conspiracy, for weapons possession, for terrorist activities, for 28 bombings in Chicago.
How many bombings are across the country?
About 130 between 1974
So they killed a number of people.
They killed 6 people, 4 at Francis Tavern. They were never convicted of the Francis bombing, but they were put away for 70 years, generally speaking, for the 14 of them. 16.
So let's fast forward into the late 90s.
Sure.
What was going on with Hillary Clinton?
Well, Hillary Clinton was a carpetbagger looking to become the senator from New York.
She was former first lady.
She was current first lady at the time.
Oh, that's right.
And she was looking to become the senator from New York, and they cut a deal releasing the FALN terrorists, offering them clemency.
Who cut the deal?
It was between Hillary Clinton, Eric Holder, her husband, Bill Clinton, Luis Gutierrez, and other terror advocates who were looking to get these guys released. They turned down the clemency at first. They took 30 days to accept it. One of them, Oscar Lopez, is still in prison because he turned it down. What I'm getting at here is Mrs. Clinton is running for president of the United States when she released terrorists to help her politically.
So you're saying worse. Joe, just to be clear, what you're saying is Hillary Clinton wanted clemency for these guys who were in prison who killed your father because it would help her get elected senator?
Yes. That's what happened. And that when she talks about prosecuting the war on terror, she is completely not qualified, and it needs to be known what she will do. And it reminds me of what happened with Benghazi. I saw poor Mrs. Smith on the TV yesterday saying she felt like dirt because the way they treated her son and ignored him. And I think of my father, the same thing. They said, well, these people never killed anybody. They were never convicted of Francis, but they were convicted of 28 bombings. They were all part of the conspiracy. They did it. They turned down clemency. She did it politically. She lied about it. She lied about Benghazi. It's the same. Benghazi is an extension of what she did with the FALN terrorists. And that's who's running for president.
You know, a lot of people have never heard that story until just now.
Well, I hope they listen. And the other part is that she orchestrated the new relationship with Cuba when there were 70 fugitives there, including a FALN bomber, William Morales, and they're not demanding his return. They need to bring him back, bring back terrorists, fight this war.
All right. Joe Conner, thank you very much.
Anytime, Steve. Thank you.
Now we know that story. Thank you. All right, what do you think? Email us, friends@foxnews.com. Meanwhile, a warning.